There was an article that came out the other day talking about, has Immanuel Quickley earned the starting point guard role for the New York Knicks heading into the 2022-2023 NBA season? And the answer to that is yes. However, the Knicks should not go into the offseason being like, we've got Quickley, let's not look to upgrade the point guard position. You should always be looking to upgrade your players. It's as simple as that. The Knicks should go into the offseason. If there's a trade lined up, if they can sign a free agent that will help them win more games, then absolutely they should do that. But they don't need to get desperate. They don't need to go out and send the kitchen sink for Donovan Mitchell. You have to remember that if the Knicks are to get Donovan Mitchell, they're going to have to give up RJ Barrett. Like, imagine trading Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks and you don't get RJ Barrett back. That would be a disgrace to the franchise, and they should boycott. That's not going to happen. And it's not like we're only giving up RJ. We're going to have to send Toppin, maybe even Quickley in there, and then multiple draft picks. The Knicks have, what, 7 draft picks in the next 6 years? I could be wrong in that. I think it's something like that. The Knicks next season, they can break out. They truly can break out. If they bring in a head coach who can run an offense that isn't through isolation, that can manage his players better. We saw Julius Randle just get absolutely burnt out from Tom Thibodeau. RJ Barrett is a lot younger than Randle, only 21 years old, so he can kind of handle that workload playing all those minutes. But they need to bring in a more creative coach. The defense also took a step back for the New York Knicks this season due to the injury to Nerlens Noel. But I want to talk about Immanuel Quickley. You guys know I made this channel a couple of weeks ago, and I was going at it with a couple of Knicks fans debating whether or not Quickley was the point guard moving forward. And I said he wasn't. Knicks fans said he was. Then Quickley goes out there, and in March, he puts up just absolutely amazing numbers. Remember, speaking of a young player, Immanuel Quickley, I think he's 21. He might be 22. He's probably 21. So this guy is super young. He's in his sophomore season. He had a horrible December through February, putting up 10 points on 35, 31, 92 splits. But then he comes back in March and plays incredible. He averages 15 on 45, 43 splits, nearly quadrupling his 1.1 turnovers with 4 assists. And then in April, quickly, he's putting up triple doubles. He's the youngest Knick to have a 30-point triple double. The biggest thing to me, though, for Immanuel Quickley isn't that he's a good basketball player, because we know he's a good player. We know he has the talent to be a starting point guard in the NBA. But the reason why I changed my mind on Immanuel Quickley was because of his work ethic. There's a story of Quickley on Christmas. Remember, the Knicks played against the Hawks. They end up picking up a dub. Quickley goes, has dinner with Obi and his family, and he comes back. He's watching Steph Curry go off on Christmas a couple hours later. And he was just so fascinated with Curry hitting shot after shot that he decided that he needed to go to the gym right there and then. So he does. Immanuel Quickley wants it. The Knicks need a player like Quickley, someone that's not going to back down from anything. I'm watching John Morant right now. Obviously, this is a Knicks video, and you guys won't be seeing the Ja clips, but that's just like how I'm running it over John Morant clips right now. I covered the Grizzlies Kingdom. If you guys are into that, go check me out. But Quickley does remind me a lot of John Morant in the sense of they're basically the same height. They don't have the same athleticism, but both of these players, they're built for it. John Morant, he's built to play in Madison Square Garden. We've seen him drop 37 in MSG this season in a win. The Knicks should have won that game, but that's besides the point. And we've seen Immanuel Quickley elevate his game when called upon. In 2 different ways. Quickley is going to get it done with his 3-point shooting, and John Morant is going to get it done with his just insane athleticism. But having a player like Immanuel Quickley on the roster is a huge W for the Knicks. Because this offseason, like, there's not very many good point guards available. Like, I think the Knicks are going to end up... They could obviously go out and get De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he's even available. They could go out and get Jalen Brunson. They could go out and get Ricky Rubio or Tyus Jones. But even getting Fox, you're going to have to give up a certain amount. You might as well keep Quickley and let him run the Knicks point guard this season. Because even if the Knicks suck next season, which they could, or they could be a playoff team, you never know. They have their pick. They have Dallas's pick. There's nothing to lose here, and there's everything to gain. Because if you do give the keys to Quickley for a full season and you get rid of Randle and Thibodeau and bring in a coach that can actually run an offense that will work, the Knicks could be looking at a potential all-star here. Immanuel Quickley We know he can shoot and score the basketball. He's now getting assists. He's rebounding. The fact that he's only a sophomore in the NBA, I mean, what's going to come in 3, 4 years down the line for Immanuel Quickley? If I was the New York Knicks, I would keep this young core and run them out there next season with a better coach, upgrade the bench a little bit, keep guys like Alec Burks, keep guys like Derrick Rose. You could keep Taj Gibson, to be honest with you, at like 10 minutes off the bench. I'm fine with that. Go out, hit the draft, and in a couple of seasons, make a big splash in free agency. Rather than going out and trading like we did for Melo, it was an absurd trade to give up all of our depth and then more for Melo. And then he came in New York and Amari gets hurt. And it just, obviously we bounced back in 2012, 2013, going out and bringing in some big time players that I don't remember. I think I don't remember the years, but I remember, whatever, you guys get it. We went out and got J.R. Smith, like Jason Kidd and Tyson Chandler. I don't know the exact years because it was kind of like 10 years ago, but the Knicks might as well just build up all these guys and then hit free agency. I mean, imagine in 3, 4 years down the line, the Knicks sign Donovan Mitchell, who will be in his prime of his career, and then they pair him with this roster. Like, if you were to insert Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks right now, they would absolutely be a threat in the East. They wouldn't be the favorites, but they would be a threat. I mean, the Utah Jazz, they have a better roster than the Knicks, don't get me wrong. But it just isn't working. Like, Mitchell and Gobert don't have any chemistry. I feel like RJ, Mitchell, Quickley, Toppin, Mitchell Robinson would be hella fire. I feel like they would all mesh well, and I don't know how that would work, but I feel like it would either be a first-round exit or it would be legit like an Eastern Conference team. I might be getting ahead of myself, but I just feel like Donovan Mitchell in New York would be great. But if it's at the expense of giving up all of our depth and young players, there's no point, because the Knicks finally have this young core to build around. We haven't really seen the Knicks have a young core like this in a long time, so I can't remember the last time the Knicks were basically like rebuilding. I mean, the Knicks are legit rebuilding right now. We'll see if that lasts, because you guys have to understand that the front office really wants Donovan Mitchell, and I don't even know what extreme they would go to get him. But let's hope for the sake of the fans that the Knicks do not make any big trades this season. If it's for De'Aaron, like if let's say realistically they get De'Aaron Fox and they can get him without giving up Quickley and Barrett, then absolutely you pull that trigger. But the Knicks, they're not in no man's land. They'll put themselves in a no man's land if they go out and make dumb trades. But I feel like with Leon in the front office, they're in a pretty good position right now. They've got picks and young players. Just build around them, see what happens. Next couple of years, the Knicks will not be winning very many games, but at least the future is bright, and Knicks fans will appreciate and respect that. But I'm signing out, guys. It's your boy, Knicks Daily. Enjoy the rest of your day.